I told you going to see this picture again. What do you think he's pulling out of there?
It's an alien.
Oh.
I believe in him.
Somebody probably answered that way. We talk a lot about dogs, but spay and neuter also applies to cats.
Absolutely. I mean, they have a uterus too. Everything we get, they get, guys. I mean, that's a key here. This case, we talk about disease. This is a Pyometra. It's an infection in the uterus and uterine horns, uterine body. Again, super preventable if you would have spayed her as a young kitten, but we're here now.
This was a case you worked on.
Case I worked on. Cat.
So what is this? What are we seeing in this X-ray other than like trying to do a haunted house on Halloween?
Gotcha. I told you, so cats and pit bulls, they are your biggest liars for patients, okay?
I call them liars.
I'm sorry. They just fake it, they can't make it no more, and it just gets really excessive.
They're smart because they figure if they show you too early, you'll get rid of them.
Maybe. But this is a very sweet cat. A little older, but long story shorter, she finally just ADR, ain't doing right. That's usually my general conversation of clients. I don't know what's going on. This ain't my cat.
Right?
Where?
Right there.
Yeah, in the front. So to the left, in the front, to the left is a heart. Now, everything you see on the right side doesn't belong. You see how big that is?
It's like a shopping bag.
Yeah, two of them.
Looks like an acorn, a big acorn balloon.
Look like two balloons with some fluid in it.
Yeah.
That's what a pyo is. And all her intestines are pushed north by her spine because it has no room, right? So that uterus got
This is a cat.
That's
so I'm
the
thinking
cat.
cats are pretty small.
Yeah. I mean, but they do what they have to do, right? So that body is literally soaking up all this septic fluid that's in those volumes. That is diagnostic of choice to confirm a pyo. Sometimes they're open pyo, which means your cat has a little pussy discharge. I don't know if that's a real word, but we'll use it for now.
Pussy discharge.
Or it's a closed.
Pussy.
It's a closed one, which means that
pussy. The word pussy. That's what we're
you want to spell that?
Pussy.
How you spell it?
I don't know. Our graphic guy does. He'll put it right.
Pussy.
Yeah, we don't want to say. We don't want anybody to misconstrue what we just said.
But do you remember?
Pussy discharge.
AI is gonna definitely mess this up. Pussy. Okay, we're done. So
He'll be discharged.
Right, so what you see here, that's what you see on the X-ray. It's two big voluminous canals. That's the uterine body, right? That's just one uterine horn. Her actual normal uterine horn should look more like the one on the right, but even smaller. That's even too big for her average size uterine horn. Wow. Okay, so we had to remove that.
Pull that out of a cat?
Move that out of the cat.
It actually does look like an alien.
Looks like alien, all right? And she was so sweet. I mean, she just needs some help. So they just don't know sometimes. And that's an emergency procedure because, again, her body, the fluid in there is so rank, all right, and so infected. All her vessels are absorbing that septic fluid, and her body's constantly fighting off. So when they say, just give some antibiotics, not for this one. That's a pile. You got to remove that problem. And that's from reoccurring heat cycles that happen in the stages of her life. And again, they get into heat about every 6 to 12 months, depending on the breed and the animal. So this was an emergency, had to handle that. I'm glad mom and the parents were able to get that done financially. This wasn't day practice, so it didn't get too costly, but then I need post-op care. Let me keep her for a while, right? So she can get her fluids, rehydrate. You need good quality care in circumstances like that.
Because you're removing these organs.
The body has to recalibrate. And don't forget, it's infected. So she had a high white count, which is white blood cells, right? Her body was already on the highest defense ever.
That's what I was hoping you were saying.
We getting it. You know what I mean, animal industry people. My fellow veterinarian people, you know what's up.
Okay.
But they always don't present it like that. So she did well. She recovered great. I'm very happy that case was wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It was a hard lesson for the parents to understand. They had no intention of breeding her. They literally just forgot, like, hey, it's a cat. She's sweet. She's cool, calm, and collective, out of sight of mind. And, 6-7 years later,
bam.
Bam.
And that, again, could have been avoided if she was spayed.
Super avoidable.
There you go.